I lied a lot to the recruits. I do not feel bad about it. You had to do what you had to do. Andre did not pass the ASVAB. He was enlisting under an option where you can enlist in the Army National Guard with a failing ASVAB score.
Man, this shit whack, man. I just see on this shit frontin', man. I don't understand. It's like posse no fucking good, man. Bitch be calling me tapping that shit, man.
Recruiting can have its ups and downs, and apparently a Marine Corps recruiter is not very happy and is bashing a pulley, a person that's waiting to go to boot camp, and posted this on their Instagram. They put here on their face and even posted, which said quitter in front of the Eagle, Globe, and Anchor. And then they continue to say down below it, they say, new post, the Marine Corps ain't for the weak-minded. It's only for the individuals who actually want something in life. Something they can earn, not something given to them. This isn't easy to do, and today we found that out. The delayed entry program is a program to get rid of the weak and to help others who want it to grow to their full potential. Yikes, to blast a kid for quitting, which, by the way, we've all been around people that were in recruiting stations. People quit all the time. This is unfortunately part of it. Number one. Number two, let's not act like Marine Corps pulley trainings are like what it is in Paris Island over in South Carolina or over at MCRD, Marine Corps Recruit Depot over in San Diego. They are pseudo fake rah 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 that essentially are like, cool man, we like being yelled at, we're tough. Like, it's not truly in the mindset. And I know there's a huge feud between recruiters and drill instructors that happens out there. And I'll say most people agree drill instructors are probably harder, more regimented, a lot more skills and leadership that are obtained from that than recruiting. So to act like recruiting is this hard, not going to put it there. And then Dion Wren says, deleted the post and blocked commenting on all of his other posts. Who's the real quitter and not someone that stands on business? Now, I hope this is not on a official Marine Corps official Instagram page, because per the DoD guidance, you're not allowed to delete people's comments. That is actually a violation of the First Amendment. If this is his personal Instagram account, then there is that. So no idea. But this got me digging into further recruiter issues or recruiter shenanigans that are out there and had me.
That since I've graduated high school, I decided that I'm not going to college.
Right away.
Come on, bro. Bad timing, dude.
Because I'm going to the Marines. And this is Sergeant Freeman. He's the one that recruited me. And now y'all got to do this when I walk past.
What they got to do when you walk past?
So I'm finna walk past and see what y'all got going on over here. What we doing? What we doing, y'all? Thanks. Appreciate it. I would come over here because I actually I really wanted to talk to y'all. Hey, how y'all doing? Don't you have
I'll tell you what, the Marine that's there is like, let me bite my tongue and kind of go along with this family party, which, by the way, I've seen Marine Corps or any kind of military branch recruiters going to graduations and having the little thing across their necks that people wear as they walk across their stage at high school graduation. But at the family picnic, I don't know. Maybe something else is going on. People commented like Jason here that says the levels recruits will stoop. And then someone named Zhang something or other says staff sergeant shooting badge, holding on for life. And someone says that recruiter is definitely getting some action at the cookout. To be fair, I know we all are cringing internally of how optimistic, bright-eyed, bushy-tailed we are until these people are going to be on a quarterdeck getting slayed and destroyed. But we all had to be naive at some point. We know that. We are just the iteration that we're dumb enough to still continue on with this. And just for the spice of life, I was like, let's add some other branches into this entire compilation, because I would say the shenanigans go across every single branch. It's not just the Marine Corps, and I don't want to bully that branch and only pick on them, but apparently even the National Guard, according to this former recruiter turned comedian is now telling stories of his shenanigans as a National Guard recruiter.
When I was a recruiter for the Michigan Army National Guard in Sterling Heights, Michigan, I lied a lot to the recruits. I do not feel bad about it. It was really hard being a recruiter. It was the job I ever had. You had to do what you had to do. One time this gentleman came into the recruiting office. His name was Leandre. Leandre did not pass the ASVAB. He was enlisting under an option where you can enlist in the Army National Guard with a failing ASVAB score. That was called the Cat 4 enlistment option. Leandre only qualified for one job. Came into the recruiting office with his grandma. His grandma sat down and she looks at me and she's like, my baby gonna get what he want. Can I use y'all's restroom? And I'm like, yes, you can go back and use the restroom. And that was in the bathroom for 30 minutes. And then she's like, y'all got any toilet tissue? And I go back to the bathroom and I rolled some toilet tissue underneath the stall and it stunk. I go back, I have a conversation with Leandre and he looks at me and he's very, very serious. And he's like, Sergeant V, I ain't enlisting in the Army National Guard unless I'm Special Forces. Now, I knew Leandre was stupid as and I knew the chances of him taking the ASVAB again and scoring for anything else was slim to none. This was this stupid motherfucker's only chance at enlisting in the National Guard. So I looked at him all serious and I said, Leandre, are you a American? Do you want to defend freedom? Do you want to be the tip of the spear? Then enlisting in the Michigan Army National Guard as a 92 Sierra laundry and shower specialist is no bullshit, motherfucker. You're washing the clothes for Delta Force. You're sewing patches on Navy SEALs uniforms. You're washing the clothes for the Navy SEAls, motherfucker. Wearing Green Berets uniforms in a combat environment. You're going to be with them. They take those people with them when they deploy. You don't think those special forces, if you got your shit together, even though you're a laundry and shower specialist, ain't going to take you out on one or two missions, motherfucker? You want to give up defending freedom? Military dudes get fucking pussy. Yeah. And Leandre enlisted in the Michigan Army National Guard. Now, his grandmother the recruiting office bathroom. I had to clean up this bitch. She everywhere. Leandre was discharged 4 weeks into basic training because he got caught off during the rifle range, guys. The moral of this story, being a recruiter is really literally, I didn't give up. I persevered. I had to clean up that and at the end of the day, if that dumb didn't graduate basic training, I got enlistment credit anyway. It did not matter to me. Sometimes you have to do what you have to do to accomplish the mission, guys. I hope this information helps. Thank you for your service.
And this made me come across another one of his TikToks that I was just dying laughing because he's so candidly honest about just the buffoonery that happens on recruiting that I know I've talked to recruiters that stuff like this happens, but the level of just unfiltered is just perfection.
My favorite memory recruiting, I think it was when I was in the New York Army National Guard. I recruited these two girls. They were like 24, 25, and one of them was from Hudson Falls, New York, and the other bitch was from Fort Edward. And if you know anything about the Adirondacks, it's from Fort Edward and Hudson Falls be some scuzzy hoes. I was driving these girls to stay at the MEPS Hotel, and how that works is when you go to enlist, you have to stay at a hotel the night before. We're on the Northway Highway en route to Albany from Queensbury, and these girls are like, hey, Sergeant Fast, I have to tell you something. And I'm like, what do you guys have to tell me? And the girls were like, we both got our pierced on spring break, and we can't get the piercing out. So I pull over at a rest area, and the National Guard gave me one of those like Leatherman tools with the National Guard logo. It was an incentive thing I got for recruiting a bunch of people that month. And I turn around in the back seat, I hand these chicks my paratool, and I'm like, just got to get these piercings removed. I don't care how the fuck it comes out, make it work. Those girls went into the rest area, and they were trying to remove their piercings, and just the thought of that was really hot, and I was beating off in the government car while they were in the restroom, and they were in that rest area bathroom for about 25 minutes. They came out, and the girl's like, here's your Leatherman tool, and that Leatherman tool reeks like I'm like, you can keep that. The girls got enlisted, and they ended up being really successful in the New York Army National Guard. One of those girls made major, the other made lieutenant colonel. She's a battalion commander, and I always wondered if those went and got their pierced after they came home from training, but I didn't really feel like it was my place to ask. But it definitely was a story of overcoming adversity. I needed those hoes to enlist because it was the end of the recruiting month and I hadn't had any enlistments. I was on a 0. And when you're on a 0, you have to go to this like you suck recruiter training that's on the weekends. And all you really do at that new recruiter training is get really drunk, go to the strip club after hours. Guys, I hope this information helps. Thank you for your service.
I can tell you, he is so good at this. I'm like, first time I saw this, I was tearing up. It was that good. You know when people fake laugh because they react to something or whatever? But like, I've watched this several times, and I legitimately find this hilarious, what this guy is doing. Whether it be having to take out piercings because we know you can't have them at MEPS, or just blatant lies, which no longer could be real in today's military because people actually research stuff on Google now. Jason Best, check him out on TikTok or Instagram. They're hilarious. His stories do not disappoint. I have to tell you guys, you can tell Jason was in the military because the level of which he can articulate a story in bullshit is just what you hear. Like if you were sitting around and you just had hours to tell stories, you can tell he's told these before. You can tell they're classics, but I want to make this a realm and sphere where you guys can tell your crazy stories of your recruiter where they pretty much lied to you or whatever, or where you were a recruiter and you are now under a civilian guise where pretty much statute of limitations are saving you from your best days of recruiting. Let me know down in the comments below.